Welcome to the continuation of our topic on solving problems involving quadratic equations and rational algebraic equations. So I have already presented these suggested steps during my discussion on MathPacks for grade 9, quarter 1, week 4Z. And for today, because we will be discussing quarter 1, week 4D of your MathPacks, we will still be using the steps on solving problems involving quadratic equations and rational algebraic equations. So again, the first step is to read and to understand the problem, and then identify what is given and represent the known with a variable. Form an equation that accurately represents the given situation, then solve the equation. Check the solution based on the given condition or conditions of the problem. And lastly, write the final answer in sentence form. Do not forget the unit of measurement if needed. Now let us proceed with the first example on your MathPacks. For doing a certain work, Siebel takes 10 days more than Jackson. If both work together, they can complete the work in 12 days. Find the number of days it will take Siebel to get the work done if he worked alone. So again, the first step in solving this kind of problem is to identify what is given and represent the unknown with the variable. So we let x to be the number of days it takes Jackson to do the work alone. So without the help of Siebel, so it will take Jackson x number of days to finish that certain job. And as for Siebel, x plus 10 be the number of days it takes Siebel to do the same work alone. So without the help of Jackson, it will take Siebel x plus 10 number of days to finish the work or the entire work. So 12 is the number of days it takes them to do the work together. So if Jackson and Siebel will work together, it will take them 12 days to finish a certain job or work. So on the first day, they will be finishing 1 out of 12 part of their work. So kumbaga ang accomplished nila is already 1/12 of the work or the job. And then on the second day, they will be finishing 2/12, or that is already 1/6 when reduced to lowest term. So 1/6 of the job was already done by Siebel and Jackson. On the third day, they will be finishing 3/12, or that is 1/4 in reduced, or if you are going to reduce that one in lowest terms, that is already 1/4. So they will be finishing 1/4 of the job or the work already. During the fourth day, they will be finishing that's 4/12 or 1/3 of the job already. So this will be the part of the work they will be finishing after 5 days and then after 6 days. And try to notice that during the 6 days, they will be finishing the half of the job already. So nakatunga rin siya. Ang accomplishment nila is already half of the total work. And then this will be on the 7th day, 8th day, 9th day. So on the 9th day, they will be finishing 9 out of 12 or 9/12 of the job, and that is equal to 3/4 or 75% already of the total work. And then this will be on the 10th day, 11th day, and then during the 12th day, they will be finishing the total. Kumbaga, they will be finishing the job already. So, natapos na nila within 12 days. Now, 1 over x is the part of the work done by Jackson in 1 day. Remember, x here is the representation of the number of days it will take Jackson to finish the job working alone. So, kung tanan lang isa, without the help of Siebel, it will take him x number of days to finish the job. And the rate of Jackson is 1 over x. So, this is the part of the work that he will be finishing within a day. And then as for Siebel, that is 1 over x plus 10, wherein x plus 10 again is the number of days it will take Siebel to finish doing the job if he works alone, so without the help of Jackson. And then 1 out of 12 again is the part of the work done by Jackson and Siebel in 1 day. So again, they will be finishing 1 over 12 or 1/12 of the job for 1 day. And then for the succeeding days, you will just be adding 1/12 man until such time ang total mo ron is 12 over 12 or 12/12, which is already equal to 1 or 1 whole job. So second step, form an equation that accurately represents the given situation. So remember, part of the work done by Jackson in a day plus part of the work done by Sibal in a day will be equal to the part of the work done by Jackson and Sibal in a day. So kumbaga, their individual rate will be equal to their rate if they work together. So this one individual, this is the rate wherein Jackson will be working alone. This is the rate wherein Sable will be working alone, and this is the rate where they will be working together. And remember, part of the work done by Jackson in a day is 1 over x. So this will be added to the part of the work done by Sibyl in a day, which is 1 over x plus 10. And this will be equal to the part of the work done if they work together. So if they work together, their rate is equal to 1 over 12. So that is why we have here 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 10 is equal to 1 over 12. And that will be our working equation. So again, our working equation now is 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 10 is equal to 1 over 12. 1 over x here is the rate or the part of the work done by Jackson in a day. 1 over x plus 10 is Sibyl's rate or the part of the work done by Sibyl in a day. Then 1 over 12 here is the rate if they work together, or this is the part of the work done by Jackson and Sibyl in a day. Now, since we have already our working equation, we are now ready to solve for our equation. But then, our equation is still a rational algebraic equation. So there is a need for us to transform this one into quadratic equation first. So in solving or in transforming this equation into a quadratic equation, we need to multiply both sides of the equation by the LCD. Now, si x plus 10, and 12, wala ang common factor other than 1. So therefore, our LCD will be their product. So that would be x times x plus 10 times 12. So we need to multiply both sides of the equation by x times x plus 10 times 12. So we have here 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 10 is equal to 1/12 will be multiplied to 12 times x plus 10. Then we simplify. So here, we need to distribute 12 times x plus 10 because we have two terms here. So 12 times x plus 10 will be multiplied to 1 over x and will also be multiplied to 1 over x plus 10. So that we will have 12 times x plus 10, which is our LCD, times 1 over x, our first term, plus, because we have here the operation plus in between our two terms, 12 times x plus 10, again, this is our LCD, times our second term, 1 over x plus 10. And that would be equal to 1 over 12 times our LCD, which is 12 times x plus 10. Then we simplify. So we have here our resulting equation. So remember, for this one, x will be cancelled out. So ang mabili na lang is si 12 kag si x plus 10. Plus, okay, x plus 10 here will be cancelled out so that we will have 12 times x times 1. That is why we have here 12x, because 12 times x is just 12x times 1, that is just equal to 12x. And that would be equal to 1 over 12 times 12 times x plus 10. So 12 will be cancelled out. So ang mabilin, 1 times x plus 10. Now, you don't need to write 1 because x times x plus 10 times 1 is just equal to x times x plus 10. And then we distribute 12. So 12 will be multiplied to x, so that is equal to 12x. 12 will be multiplied to 10, that is equal to 120. Then we copy plus 12x, that will be equal to, x will be distributed to x plus 10. So x times x is equal to x squared. X times 10 is equal to 10x. So we will have here 12x plus 120 plus 12x is equal to x squared plus 10x. So this is now our quadratic equation, but this is not yet in standard form. So we need to express this equation still in standard form. So we need to transpose every non-zero term from this side of the equation going to this side, because x here, or our leading term here, has a coefficient which is positive. So let's maintain the positive coefficient. So that is why ang i-adjust lang natin is si 12x plus 120 plus 12x. Saan na lang alino natin sa iyak. So we have here 0 is equal to copy x squared, copy plus 10x. Transpose 12x to the other side, we will have negative 12x because again, the signs will change once you transpose a certain term or a certain number from one side of the equation going to the other side. Positive 120 or plus 120 will become negative 120 or minus 120. Plus 12x will become minus 12x or negative 12x. Then we can just simply switch their places. I mean, balis ka dun ta. Si 0 sa right side, si terms nga dyan, did just sa left side because we have the symmetric property. So now we will be simplifying through combining like terms. We have here 10x, negative 12x, and negative 12x as our like terms. So we copy x squared. 10x minus 12x is negative 2x minus 12x, that is negative 14x. Then we copy minus 20 equals 0. So this is now our quadratic equation in standard form. X squared minus 14x minus 120 is equal to 0. Then we solve already using factorization, or you can use other methods such as the use of quadratic formula or completing the squares, etc. You can also use the sum and product of the roots as the means or the way or the method in solving for the roots or solutions of this quadratic equation. But for this one, we will be using factorization or factoring. So we have x squared minus 14x minus 120 is equal to 0. Our a here is equal to 1. Basta hindi mo makita dyan, that means to say our a is equal to 1. Now, factors of our x squared will be x and x. So for each term later, for each factor, our first term will be x. Now, we need to think of the second term of our factors. Our product here is negative 120. Our sum is negative 14. So we need to think of two numbers wherein the product is equal to negative 120 and the sum is equal to negative 14. So kung i-times na, negative 120, kung i-plus na, negative 14. And remember, since our product here is equal to a negative number, then the only possibility is that one factor is, or one number is positive and the other is negative. Now, let us have our factors. Again, factors of x squared will be x and then x. Factors of negative 120 with sum is negative 14 or negative 20 and positive 6. Again, negative 20 times positive 6 is negative 120. Negative 20 plus 6, that will be negative 14 because we need to subtract them, although the operation is positive. But we are dealing with sign numbers, so we have certain rules. So again, if one is negative and the other is positive, the rule says we need to subtract. Then we copy the sign of the bigger number. So in this case, mas taas si 20 kaysa kay 6, so we follow the sign, the original sign of 20, which is negative. That is why we have here negative 14. So indeed, the factors of x squared minus 14x minus 120 are x minus 20 and x plus 6. And then the next thing that we need to do is to factor each, or to equate each factor into 0. So x minus 20 will be equal to 0. And x plus 6 will be equal to 0. In order for us to get the value of x here, we need to transpose negative 20 to the other side of the equation. Negative 20 then will become positive. Thus, x is now equal to positive 20. And this will be our first solution. Now for x plus 6 equals 0, we need to transpose as well positive 6 to the other side of the equation. So this will become negative. So we have here x is equal to negative 6 as our second solution. Again, these are solutions of our quadratic equation, but there is no assurance that they will be solutions of our problem or to our problem, because again we have what we call our extraneous root. So the solution x is equal to -6 is disregarded since the number of days can't be negative. Remember, we have represented x to be the number of days it will take Jackson to finish the job working alone lang. So we cannot have a negative value because we are talking of the number of days, and we don't have such thing as -2 days, -3 days, -6 days, etc. So the solution x is equal to -6 is the extraneous solution. Again, this will be called extraneous solution because this is a solution derived from solving our quadratic equation. But if you go back to our problem or original equation, then this will not be a solution but rather an extraneous solution. So we only consider the positive solution, which is x is equal to positive 20. So if x is equal to 20, then x plus 10 is equal to 20 plus 10, which is equal to 30. Remember, x is the number of days it will take Jackson to finish the job working alone. And x plus 10 is the number of days it will take Sibal to finish the work working alone man. So therefore, Jackson can do the work alone in 20 days, and Sibal can do the work alone in 30 days. And if they work together, they will be finishing the work within 12 days as our given. So the next thing that we need to do is, of course, to check the solution based on the given condition or conditions of the problem. So we will go back to our original equation, which is 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 10 is equal to 1 over 12. This is our working equation. So we need to substitute our given values already, or those values we have derived after solving our equation. So we have here x is equal to 20 and x plus 10 is equal to 30. So 1 over x will become 1 over 20. 1 over x plus 10 will become 1 over 30. Now, is 1 over 20 plus 1 over 30 equals 1 over 12? So let us simplify. So common factor, or the LCD rather, or the least common denominator of 20 and 30 is 60. Okay, it's not 20 times 30, which is equal to 600. Hindi. Not all the times we will be multiplying our denominators. We will only multiply our denominators to the LCD if their common factor, or the common factor of our denominators will be 1 lang. Kung 1 lang ang common factor, then multiply the denominators to get the LCD. But in this case, the common factors of 20 and 30, or the common factor of 20 and 30 is not just equal to 1. They still have common factor, which is also equal to 10. So, kung 10, then kinahanglan pagwaon tanay ra si 10. So, 20 divided by 10 is equal to 2. 30 divided by 10 is equal to 3. Now, you multiply 2 and 3. That is equal to 6. Then, you multiply their common factor, which is 10. That is how we get our LCD, which is also equal to 60. Kaya karon, kung i-multiply mo si 20 to si 30, we will have 600. Okay man, pwede good. But we will be dealing with higher numbers with that. So, parang mas nubo ang numbers nga i-deal naton, we just need to get the LCD by that method nga ging tudlo ko sa inyo. Again, you need to think of number, or the highest possible number, or the greatest number, which can divide our denominators, 20 and 30. So for 20 and 30, that will be 10. So you divide 20 by 10, that is 2. You divide 30 by 10, that is 3. And then you multiply 2 and 3, that is 6. Then you multiply it to the common factor. So that will be 60. So our LCD will be 60. Now what will happen to 1 over 20? Because our denominators, or denominator, will be changed to 60. Now, to get the numerator, the new numerator, we divide our new denominator by our old denominator. So, 60, which is the LCD, will be divided to 20. So, 60 divided by 20 is equal to 3. Times 1, that is equal to 3. So, meaning our numerator will be 3. Now, for 1 over 30, For 1 over 30, again, our new denominator will be 60. So we divide 60 by 30, and that is equal to 2. We multiply it to the numerator, so 2 times 1 is equal to 2. That is how we get 2 over 60. So si 1 over 20 became 3 over 60. Si 1 over 30 naging 2 over 60. If you don't want that process, I can tell you another process. 60 is our LCD. So automatic 60 will be our new denominators. Now, you think of a number, multiply mo kay 20 para makuha mo si 60. So, ano multiply mo kay 20 para makuha mo si 60? Diba? 3. The same number will be multiplied to your numerator. So, 3 times 1, that is still equal to 3. Now, try to look at your 30 and then your 60. Ano multiply mo kay 30 para maging 60? Diba? 2. The same number will be multiplied to your numerator to get your new numerator. So, 1 times 2, that is equal to 2. That is how we get 2 over 60. So, 1 over 20 plus 1 over 30 is now 3 over 60 plus 2 over 60. Why is there a need for us to change the denominator in such a way that they will be the same? Or we call this one similar fractions. Why do we have to change our fractions into similar fractions? That is for us to easily add our fractions, because we cannot add fractions with different denominators. So we need to change them into similar fractions so that ang process na lang is to add the numerators, then we copy the common denominator. So in adding 3 over 60 plus 2 over 60, we just add 3 plus 2. And that is equal to 5. Then we copy the common denominator, which is 60. So 3 over 60 plus 2 over 60 is 5 over 60. Now the question is that equal to 1 over 12? Now to know, we need to reduce 5 over 16 to lowest term. So, we need to think of a number which can divide both 5 and 60. So, anong pinakataas nga number nga makadivide kay 5 kay 60? So, the answer is 5. So, when you divide 5, that is equal to, or divide 5 by 5, that is equal to 1. Divide 60 by 5, that is equal to 12. So 1 over 12 is equal to 1 over 12. That is a true statement. Therefore, our answers, which are 20 and 30, are indeed the solutions for our problem. Now, this is another way to check if your answers or your solutions are correct. Now, 12 here is the number of days it will take Jackson and Sibal to finish the job working together. Tapos, dyan na si 1 over 20. Again, this is the rate of Jackson because it will take Jackson to finish the job working alone in 20 days. So, that means to say, in one day, he can finish a job which is 1 over 20. And then, as for Sibal, he can finish 1 over 30 part of the job for 1 day. Now, they will be working for 12 days. Kaya di ba gani, if they work together, they can finish a certain job within 12 days. So, they will be working within 12 days. So, ano nga parts ng work ang matapos ni Jackson after 12 days. So to know that, we need to multiply 12 to 1 over 20. The number of days it will take them to finish the job and their rate per day. So 12 times 120, that is 12 over 20. You multiply this whole number to your numerator divided by the denominator. So that is just equal to 12 over 20. Then, what will be the part? Kumbaga, ano ruman ka rako or ano ruman ka what do you mean, ano ruman kahanggod ang matapos ni Sibal if he worked 1 over 30. Kumbaga ang rate na is 1 over 30. So within 12 days, he will be finishing 1 over 30 per day. So for 12 days, he will be finishing 12 over 30 because we have multiplied again this one. So 12 times 1 over 30 is equal to 12 over 30. Then we reduced each fraction to lowest term. 12 over 20. Anong common kay 12 kay 20? So it's 4. 12 divided by 4, that is equal to 3. 20 divided by 4, that is equal to 5. So 12 over 20 is equal to 3/5 or 3 over 5. Then we reduced as well 12 over 30 to lowest term. Anong common kay 12 kay 30? Ang magkuhan kita nga common, greatest common factor. The greatest number which can be or which can divide both the numerator and denominator. So we have here 6. So 12 divided by 6 is equal to 2. 30 divided by 6 is equal to 5. So therefore, the reduced form of 12 over 30 is 2 fifths or 2 over 5. Now, amo siya ang part nga natapos or matapos ni Jackson within 12 days. This is the part naman nga matapos ni Sibal. If we add this 2, then this will be equal to 1, which is one whole work. So let's see if we add this 2, and that will be equal to 1. So 3 fifths plus 2 fifths. So again, they are similar fractions. So we just add the numerator. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. And then we copy the common denominator, which is 5. So we have here 5 fifths or 5 over 5. Now, is that equal to 1? 5 over 5 is 5 divided by 5. And that is equal to 1. So 1 is equal to 1. So indeed, our solutions 20 and 30 days are indeed the final answer for our problem, which is the work or the number of days it will take Jackson to finish the work if he works alone, and the number of days it will take Sibal to finish the job or the same work if he also works alone. So, the fifth one or the fifth step is to write the final answer in sentence form. But let us go back first to the question. It only asked us of the total number of days it will take Sibal to finish the job or to finish the work if he works alone. So our final answer should focus on the number of days it will take Sibal, not with Jackson. So our final answer will be, thus, it will take 30 days for Sibal to do the work alone. Although nabuol naman si Jackson, but the question only focuses on Sibal, on the number of days it will take Sibal to finish the work if he works alone. So our final answer should be 30 days. Now let us have example number 2. Michelle takes 9 days more than Zamiel to do a certain piece of work. Together, they can do the work in 6 days. How many days will it take Michelle to do that work alone? So again, the first thing that we need to do is to identify what is given and represent the unknown with the variable. So we let x be the number of days it takes Zamiel to do the work alone. Then x plus 9 be the number of days it takes Michelle to do the same work alone, because it was stated here that it takes or Michelle takes 9 days more than Zamiel to do certain piece of work. So if x is Zamiel, we need to add plus 9 or we need to add 9 in order for us to get the number of days it takes Michelle to do the same work alone. Then 6 days, again, is the number of days it takes them to do the work together. So we have here again the representation. So this is the total work that they will be finishing within 6 days. So by the end of the first day, they will be finishing 1/6 of the work or the part of the work. And then during the second day, they will be finishing 2/6, or that is already 1/3 of the work. And then during the third day, they will be finishing 3/6 or 1/2 of the work. And then during the fourth day, that will be 4/6 or 2/3 of the work. And then on the fifth day, that will be 5/6. And then during the 6 days or sixth day, they will be finishing the whole work. So 1 over x is the part of the work done by Zamiel in 1 day. So if Zamiel can finish a job in x days, then each day Zamiel will be finishing 1 over 6 part of the work. And as for Michelle, that is 1 over x plus 9. So 1 over x plus 9 is the part of the work done by Michelle in 1 day, because x plus 9 is the number of days it will take Michelle to finish the same job working alone. And then 1/6, of course, is the part of the work done by Zamiel and Michelle in 1 day. Then we have here the second step. Form an equation that accurately represents the given situation. Again, part of the work done by Zamiel in a day plus part of the work done by Michelle in a day will be equal to the part of the work done by Zamiel and Michelle in a day. So ang rate ni Zamiel plus ang rate ni Michelle will be their rate if they work together. So part of the work done by Zamiel in a day is 1 over x. Part of the work done by Michelle in a day is 1 over x plus 9. And the part of the work done by Zamiel and Michelle in a day is 1 over 6. So our working equation will be 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 9. And that will be equal to 1 over 6. Now, since we have already our working equation, we are now ready to solve for the equation. But then again, our equation is a rational algebraic equation. So there is a need for us to transform this equation to a quadratic equation. Wherein the first step is to multiply both sides of the equation again by the LCD. So the LCD for this one is just the product of the three denominators. So that is 6 times x plus 9. So we need to multiply both sides of the equation by 6 times x plus 9. Then we distribute 6 times x plus 9 to 1 over x and 1 over x plus 9. So 6 times x plus 9 times 1 over x, which is the first term, plus 6 times x plus 9 times our second term, which is 1 over x plus 9. That will be equal to 1 over 6 times our LCD, 6 times x plus 9. Then we have here our result. So for the first term, we can cancel out our x. So ang mabilin si 6 and then si x plus 9. For the second term, makancel out si x plus 9. So ang mabilin si 6 times x times 1, which is also equal to 6x. And then for the last one, makancel out si 6. So ang mabilin si 1 times x plus 9. But then again, anything or any number multiplied to 1 is just the number itself. So that means to say, if we multiply these expressions to 1, that will be equal to these expressions lang. So that will be equal to x times x plus 9. And then we simplify. Distribute 6 to x plus 9. So 6 times x is equal to 6x. 6 times 9 is equal to 54. Copy plus 6x. That will be equal to distribute x to x plus 9. So x times x, that is x squared. X times 9, that is 9x. Then this will be our quadratic equation, but this is not yet in standard form. So we need to express this one into standard form. So we transposed every term here from this side going to this side. So we copy x squared, we copy as well plus 9x. Then 6x, since this is positive sa imong left side, so if you want to transpose that one to the other side, that will be negative 6x. 54 here is positive, transpose that one to the other side, it will become negative. 6x here is positive, transpose that one to the other side, it will become negative. So we have here our quadratic equation to be x squared plus 9x minus 6x minus 54 minus 6x equals 0 using your symmetric property. Then we combine like terms. Our like terms are 9x, negative 6x, and negative 6x. 9x is positive, 6x is negative. So 9x minus 6x is positive 3x. Minus 6x. So mas taas dun sa 6. So meaning our final answer will be negative. And 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. That is why we have here negative 3x. And then we copy x squared. Then we copy as well negative 54. And that would be equal to 0. This is now our quadratic equation in standard form. X squared minus 3x minus 54 equals 0. Now, since our equation or our quadratic equation is already in standard form, we can now solve using factorization. But then again, there are a lot of methods you can use in solving for our quadratic equation or for getting the roots of our quadratic equations. But since our a here, as you may notice, is equal to 1, then factorization can be the easiest. But it depends mga po sa inyo. Kaya basi nga hapos na para sa amon or para sa iban, but sa inyo, nabudlayan ka mo, masapos para sa inyo quadratic formula, then you can use that one. So x squared minus 3x minus 54 is equal to 0. Since a is equal to 1, then factors of x squared will be x and x lang. So we will focus to the second term. So negative 54 is the product. Negative 3 is our sum. So you need to think of two numbers whose product is equal to negative 54 and whose sum is equal to negative 3. And those numbers are negative 9 and positive 6. So our first terms again will be x because x squared factors na x and x. Then our second terms will be negative 9 and positive 6. Negative 9 times positive 6 is negative 54. Negative 9 plus 6, that is equal to negative 3. So indeed, our factors are x minus 9 and x plus 6. Then we equate each factor to 0. So x minus 9 will be equal to 0, x plus 6 will be equal to 0. Then we solve for the value of x. We transpose negative 9 to the other side. X now is equal to positive 9 because there will be a change in the sign of 9. So our first solution will be x is equal to positive 9. And then positive 6 here will be transposed to the other side. So that means to say our second solution will be x is equal to negative 6. So again, the solution x is equal to negative 6 is disregarded since the number of days can't be negative because again, x here is the number of days. So the solution x is equal to negative 6 is the extraneous solution. So we only consider the positive solution, x is equal to 9. So if x is equal to 9, then x plus 9 is equal to 9 plus 9. Remember, we have represented x to be the number of days it will take Zamil to finish the job working alone. And then x plus 9 is the number of days it will take Michelle to finish the job working alone man. So therefore, Zamil can do the work alone in 9 days. And Michelle can do the work alone in 18 days. We then check the solution based on the given condition or conditions of the problem. So we go back to our working equation, which is 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 9 is equal to 1 over x. So again, our x is equal to 9, our x plus 9 is equal to 18. So our working equation will be 1 over 9 plus 1 over 18, and that should be equal to 1 over 6. Now let us find out if 1 over 9 plus 1 over 18 is equal to 1 over 6. So we have here 2 over 18 plus 1 over 18. Again, these fractions, we have turned them into similar fractions because they are dissimilar fractions. They have different denominators. So we turn them to similar fractions so that we can add them. So the LCD for 9 and 18, remember LCD is the least common denominator. It's the smallest number which can be divided by both 9 and 18. And the smallest number which can be divided by both 9 and 18 is just 18. You can divide 18 by 9. You can divide 18 by 18. So therefore, our LCD is equal to 18. So since our LCD is 18, we change our denominators into 18. So 18 divided by 9 is equal to 2. Times 1, that is equal to 2. That is how we got the numerator. So 1 over 9 then became 2 over 18. Then 18 divided by 18 is just equal to 1. 1 times 1 is just equal to 1. So nothing changed to 1 over 18 because they have the same denominators. Then we can add because they are already similar fractions. So 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. And then we copy the common denominator, which is 18. So 2 over 18 plus 1 over 18 is equal to 3 over 18 or 3/18. And is that equal to 1 over 6? We reduced 3 over 18 into lowest term. So we think of a number which can divide 3, greatest number which can divide 3 and which can divide 18. So you can divide 3 by 3 and you can divide 18 by 3, and that is the greatest number which can divide both your numerator and denominator. So 3 divided by 3, that is equal to 1. 18 divided by 3, that is equal to 6. So 1/6 is equal to 1/6. So it's a true statement. Therefore, our solutions indeed are 9 and 18. And then again, this is the other way to check if our solutions or our answers are correct. Remember, 6 is the number of days. It will take both Zamiel and and Miss Shaw to do the job working together. So 1 over 9 here is ang rate ni Zaniel. So this is the part of the work that he will be finishing or she will be finishing after a day. And then this one, 1 over 18 is the part of the work Miss Shaw can finish within a day. They will be working in 6 days because this is the total number of days nga i-spend ganda if they work together. So we will get the total part of the work nga matapos ni Zamiel within 6 days, and also the part of the work done by Michelle after 6 days. So 6 times 1 over 9 is 6 over 9. 6 over 1 times 18 is 6 over 18. So meaning, after 6 days, Zamiel will be finishing 6 over 9 part of the work. And then Michelle, on the other hand, will be finishing 6 over 18 part of the work. If we are going to reduce these two fractions into lowest term, we have 6 over 9, common factor natin is 3, or the greatest common factor is 3. So we divide 6 by 3, that is equal to 2. We divide 9 by 3, that is equal to 3 rather. So therefore, the lowest term of 6 over 9 is 2/3. I'm so sorry about that one. And if we reduce 6 over 18 into the lowest term, again, the greatest common factor of 6 and 18 is 6. So 6 divided by 6, that is equal to 1. 18 divided by 6, that is equal to 3. So that is equal to 1/3. Now, is 2/3 plus 1/3. Again, 2/3 is the part of the work done by Zamiel in a day for 6 days. And then 1/3 is the part of the work done by Michelle in 6 days. So if we're going to add this one, they will be finishing the job. So that means to say they will be finishing the whole job, the one whole job. So if we add this 2, that should be equal to 1. So what is 2/3 plus 1/3? 2/3 plus 1/3. So 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. We copy their common denominator because they are similar fractions. So that is equal to 3. 3 divided by 3 is equal to 1. So 1 is equal to 1. So indeed, our solutions are correct. And then we write the final answer in sentence form. We are only asked of the total number of days it will take Michelle to do the work alone. So thus, it will take 18 days for Michelle to do the work alone. And that will be our final answer. Okay, so let us go with some exercises. Again, the exercises that I will be providing you are exercises the same on your MathPacks, but only I have changed the given values. And unfortunately for my co-GSL, I have changed the names because, as you may notice from the very start, we have been using something or some names which are very familiar to you if you are a GSL. You know what I mean. So let's give the opportunity to my ku-otako. So that is why I have changed the names of those involved in our problems. Okay. So let us have the first exercise. Mitsu takes 15 days more than Sumi to do a certain piece of work. Together, they can do the work in 18 days. How many days it will take Sumi to do that work alone? So again, we will be representing our unknown values. So we let x to be the number of days it takes Sumi to do the work alone. And then x plus 15 be the number of days it takes Mitsu to do the same work alone. Because it was stated here that Mitsu takes 15 days more. So kung si Sumi, x, of course, 15 days more means we need to add by 15. So x plus 15 be the number of days it takes Mitsu to do the same work alone. Now, 1 over x is the part of the work done by Sumi in 1 day. Because again, it took Sumi x number of days to finish or to do the work alone. And then 1 over x plus 15 is equal to the part of the work done by Mitsu in 1 day. And 1 over 18 is the part of the work done by Sumi and Mitsu in 1 day if they are going to work together. So we have here, again, the part of the work done by Sumi in 1 day plus the part of the work done by Mitsu in 1 day will be equal to the part of the work done by Sumi and Mitsu in 1 day. So that our working equation will be 1 over x, we got it from here, plus 1 over x plus 15, and we got it from here, and that would be equal to 1 over 18, which is the part of the work done by Sumi and Mitsu in 1 day. Now, we already have our working equation. We are now ready to solve for our equation. But then again, we need to transform our equation first and solve. To transform our equation into the quadratic equation. So we need to multiply both sides of the equation again by the LCD. And obviously, our LCD will be 18 times x plus 15, or just the product of all our denominators. So this part of the equation will be multiplied to our LCD, and this part of our denominator will be multiplied to our LCD. Then we simplify. So each of this term will be multiplied to 18 times x plus 15. So 18 times x plus 15 times 1 over x plus 18 times x plus 15 times 1 over x plus 15. And that would be equal to 1 over 18 times our LCD, which is 18 times x plus 15. Then we simplify. Now, we cancel out the x here because x here is in the numerator, this one denominator, so x over x is just equal to 1. So that is why we've been canceling out those terms nga the same sa numerator kasi sa denominator. So 18, ang mabilin, 18 times x plus 15 times 1, and that would be 18 times the quantity x plus 15. Then we have here cancel out x plus 15. So, ang mabilin sa aton, 18 times x times 1, and that it will be equal to 18x. So, equals, cancel out natin di dyan si 18. So, mabilin, 1 times x plus 15. So, we have here x times x plus 15. So, we need to distribute 18 to x plus 15. So, 18 times x is equal to 18x. 18 times 15 is 270. We copy plus 18x. We distribute x to x plus 15. X times x is equal to x squared. X times 15 is 15x. Then, we transform this equation, express this equation into standard form. Again, we transposed every non-zero term from the left side of the equation going to the right side. So, we copy on the right side x squared. We copy 15x to the, we copy 15x from this side of the equation. Nothing will change on the signs because they are still on the right side of the equation. Kumbaga, wala kita nag-transpose. Ang nag-adjust lang si 18x, si 270 equals 18x. So 18x will become negative, so that is why we have minus 18x. 270 will become negative, that is why we have minus 270. And 18x will be negative, that is why we have minus 18x. Then, we have x squared plus 15x minus 18x minus 270 minus 18x equals 0 by symmetric property. Then we combine like terms. 15x minus 18x is equal to negative 3x. Minus 18x is equal to negative 21x. Then we copy x squared and negative 270. That would be equal to 0. This is now our working equation. X squared minus 21x minus 270 equals 0. So we are now ready to solve using factorization. So we have our equation, x squared minus 21x minus 270 is equal to 0. So again, factors of x squared will be x and x. So let us focus with the product and the sum. The product is negative 270 and the sum is negative 21. So we need to think of two numbers wherein the product is equal to negative 270 and the sum is negative 21. So since the product is negative, that means to say our numbers will be one positive and one negative. And our product or our factors rather will be x minus 30 times x plus 9. Again, x squared factors x and x. And then for your negative 270, nga product, and then sum, which is negative 21, we have negative 30 and positive 9. Negative 30 times positive 9 is negative 270. Negative 30 plus 9 is equal to negative 21. So our factors will be x minus 30 and x plus 9. We then equate each factor to 0. So x minus 30 is equal to 0 and x plus 9 is equal to 0. And in order for us to get the value of x, we transpose negative 30 to the other side of the equation. So 30 will become positive, so that our solution, our first solution, will be x is equal to positive 30. And then we also transpose positive 9 to the other side of the equation, so that our next solution will be x is equal to negative 9. Again, x is equal to 30 and x is equal to negative 9 will be the solutions to our quadratic equation. But there is no guarantee that they are also solutions to our problem. Now, the solution x is equal to negative 9 is disregarded since the number of days can't be negative. The solution then, x is equal to negative 9, is the extraneous solution. We only consider the positive solution, which is x is equal to 30. Therefore, our final answer is Sumi can do the work alone in 30 days, because we are only asked of the total number of days it will take Sumi to finish the job or to finish the work if Sumi will work alone or without the help of Mitsu. Then we will be checking our answers. So 18 again is the total number of days it will take Mitsu and Sumi to finish the job if they work together. 1 over 30 is the rate or the part of the work done by Mitsu in one day. So if you are going to multiply it to 18, then we will be getting the part of the work done by Mitsu within 18 days. 1 over 45 is the rate of Mitsu, meaning that is the part of the work done by Mitsu within one day. Why 45? Remember, we have represented the total number of days it will take Mitsu to finish the job if she works alone by x plus 15. So if our x is equal to 30, then we add 15, so that is equal to 45. So it will take Mitsu 45 days to finish the job if she works alone. Now, if we are going to multiply this one to 18, we will be getting the part of the work done by Mitsu within 18 days. So 18 times 1 over 30 is 18 over 30. 18 times 1 over 45 is 18 over 45, meaning within 18 days, Mitsu will be finishing 18 out of 30 or 18 over 30 part of the work. And then Mitsu will be finishing 18 over 45 part of the work. If we add this two, this will be equal to one whole work. So let us have the reduced term or the reduced fraction for 18 over 30. Common factor for 18 and 30 will be 6. So 18 divided by 6 is 3. 30 divided by 6 is 5. So therefore, 18 over 30 will become 3/5. Now, let us have 18 over 45. Common factor for 18 and 45, or GCF rather, greatest common factor of 18 and 45 is 9. So 18 divided by 9 is 2. 45 divided by 9 is 3. So we will have 2, or 45 rather, 45 divided by 9 is equal to 5. So we have 2/5 to be the reduced term of 18 over 45. So if we add 3/5 and 2/5, that should be equal to 1. So 3/5 plus 2/5, so 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. We copy the common denominator, which is 5. So 5/5 is equal to 1, because 5 divided by 1 is equal to 1. So 1 is equal to 1, so it's a true statement. Therefore, indeed, our solutions are 30 and 45. So let us have exercise number 2. For doing a certain job, Hoda takes 6 days more than Taki. If both work together, they can finish it in 4 days. Find the number of days it will take Taki to do the job alone. So let x be the number of days it takes Taki to do the work alone. X plus 6 be the number of days it takes Hoda to do the same work alone. Now, 1 over x is the part of the work done by Taki in one day. 1 over x plus 6 is part of the work done by Hoda in one day. And 1/4 will be the part of the work done by Taki and Hoda in one day, since they will be finishing the job within 4 days. Remember, part of the work done by Taki in one day plus part of the work done by Hoda in one day will be equal to the part of the work done by Taki and Hoda in one day if they will be working together. So that our working equation will be 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 6 equals 1/4. So this will be our working equation. Now let us solve the equation. So 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 6 equals 1/4 will be our working equation. So we need to transform this one into quadratic equation by multiplying both sides of the equation by the LCD. And again, our LCD will be the product of our denominator. So that is x times x plus 6 times 4. So we multiply both sides of the equation by 4 times x plus 6. Then we simplify. So again, we multiply our LCD to both the terms, 1 over x and 1 over x plus 6. So 4 times x plus 6 times 1 over x plus 4 times x plus 6 times 1 over x plus 6 will be equal to 1/4 times 4 times x plus 6. Then we simplify. So here, we will cancel out x so that ang mabilin will be 4 times x plus 6. Here, we will be canceling or cancel out x plus 6 so that ang mabilin is 4 times x times 1 which is equal to 4x. And then here, we will be canceling out the 4 so that we will have 1 times x plus 6 or x times x plus 6. Then we distribute 4 to x plus 6. 4 times x is equal to 4x. 4 times 6 is equal to 24. Then we copy plus 4x. Then we also simplify this side by distributing x to x plus 6. So x times x is equal to x squared. And then x times 6 is equal to 6x. Then we transform or we express this one into standard form. So we need to transpose every term here from this side of the equation going to this side. So we copy x squared. We copy as well positive 6x or plus 6x. Positive 4x here will become negative 4x. Positive 24 here will become negative 24. And then our positive 4x here will become negative 4x. So that our equation will be x squared plus 6x minus 4x minus 24 minus 4x equals 0 using our symmetric property. Then we combine like terms. 6x minus 4x is equal to positive 2x. Positive 2x minus 4x is equal to negative 2x. Then we copy x squared and we copy as well negative 24 equals 0. So therefore, our equation will be x squared minus 2x minus 24 equals 0 in standard form. So we solve by factorization. So we have x squared minus 2x minus 24 equals 0. So we factor out this one. So again, factors of x squared will be x. And then our product will be negative 24. Our sum will be negative 2. So our factors will be x minus 6 and x plus 4. So x times x is equal to x squared. Negative 6 times 4 is negative 24. Negative 6 plus 4, that is equal to negative 2. So our factors again are x minus 6 and x plus 4. We then equate each factor to 0. So x minus 6 is equal to 0 and x plus 4 is equal to 0. So to solve for the value of x, we need to transpose negative 6 to the other side, so it will be positive. So our first solution will be x is equal to positive 6. Then we transpose as well our positive 4 to the other side, so it will become negative. So our second solution will be x is equal to negative 4. So the solutions for our quadratic equations are x is equal to 6 and x is equal to negative 4. Now, the solution x is equal to negative 4 is disregarded since the number of days can't be negative. So, the solution x is equal to negative 4 is the extraneous solution. So, we only consider the positive solution x is equal to 6. Therefore, Taki can do the work alone in 6 days. Then we check if our work is correct or if our solution is correct. Remember, it will take Taki and the Hoda 4 days to finish the job if they work together. Now, 1 over 6 is the rate or the part of the work done by Taki in 1 day. 1 over 12 is the part of the work done by Hoda in 1 day. Then, if you're going to multiply these two rates to 4 each half, then you will have the part of the work done by each of them for 4 days. So 4 times 1 over 6 is equal to 4 6. And then 4 times 1 over 12 is 4 twelves. If you simplify this one, we will have 4 over 6, that is equal to 2 over 3, because the common factor of 4 and 6, or greatest common factor of 4 and 6 is 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So we will have 2/3 as the reduced fraction. Then for 4 over 12, common factor will be 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So we will have 1/3. So if we are going to add this 2/3, which is the part of the work done by Taki in 4 days, and this 1/3, which is the part of the work done by Hoda in 6 days, then that should be equal to 1 whole work. So 2/3 plus 1/3. 2/3 plus 1/3, 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Then we copy the common denominator, which is 3. So we will have 3/3. And 3/3 is equal to 1. So 1 is equal to 1. So indeed, our solutions are 6 and 12. So I hope you have learned something today. And if you have some questions, please do post a question in the comment section. And that will be the end of our lesson for today. See you again next week. Bye.